Welcome to Hillsboro, Kansas, and the campus of Tabor College, home of Reimer Field, here at Joel H. Wing Stadium. And tonight it's our privilege to bring you the broadcast of Hillsboro High School Senior Night as they host Trinity Catholic here in Week 8. We're going to just cut away here. We just wanted to welcome you guys. We'll get more of the formal introductions and everything here in a little bit as we see Robert Rimple, the athletic director here, lining things up. But we wanted to bring you Senior Night here as well. So we're going to go ahead and step away here once they get started, and we'll turn it over to PA announcer Mr. Bob Welk, and you guys will be able to pick up the introduction of all the seniors for tonight's festivities. But thank you for joining us. We'll explain more here in a little bit, but this is kind of a special night for us. I'm joined by Mr. Gray Brewer, a golfer on our golf team here at Tabor College, and we are going to be bringing you a broadcast like we do for Tabor College football throughout the year. We'll have a sideline camera. We'll have a couple cameras up top. We'll have instant replay up here in the booth. They will not use that on the field, but it is up here in the booth for you all at home. So we're going to do that. Mr. Riley Blue Lingstad, our Director of Video Services here at Tabor College, he is going to be working with a couple of Hillsboro students and a Hutch Trinity student, and we'll cover all that here in a little bit alongside some of our Tabor students to bring you this broadcast. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and step away here, so we're ready to go when they are down on the field, and we'll be back with you after Senior Night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Joel Weents Stadium, home of the Hillsboro High School Trojans. Tonight we honor the 2021 senior fall athletes and their parents. We begin with the cross-country team, which includes 2 seniors this year. Emerson Funk is the daughter of Jeff and Carissa Funk. She has run on the team for 4 years. Emerson plans to attend Taylor University with a major in computer science digital media. Nathan Lopez, son of Jessica Tejerina, has competed for 4 years of high school cross country. He plans to seek a career in law enforcement. A reminder that the regional cross country meet is set for tomorrow at Prairie Hills Middle School near Hutchinson. The girls will run at 11:20 a.m. and the boys will start at noon. This year's tennis team included 3 seniors. Cheyenne Funk, daughter of Barry and Karen Funk, is a 4-year tennis player. She plans to attend a 2-year college to become a physical therapy assistant. Kate Maxfield played tennis for 4 years. The daughter of Jonathan and Dana Maxfield has plans to attend a 4-year college somewhere in Kansas. Callie Plannert, daughter of Greg and Robin Plannert, played the sport for 4 years. She is still considering her college choices with the possibility of attending Hutchinson Community College and Washburn University and pursuing a career in nursing. The Trojans have one senior cheerleader this year. She is Olivia Slater, daughter of Angie Slater and Gary Slater. She has participated all 4 years. Olivia plans to attend either Washburn University or Fort Hays State University and major in either computer science or digital forensic science. And now please help us recognize the senior members of the 2021 football team and their parents. Wearing number 2 is Jackson Honshu, son of Jason and Jan Honshu. A 4-year participant in the sport, Jackson hopes to attend Missouri State University or the University of Wyoming and major in wildlife biology or wildlife conservation and management. Frank Wickert, number 4, is a 4-year player and the son of Bryce and Sarah Wickert. He plans to attend Mid-America Nazarene or Tabor College in order to study worship arts. Matthew Patusik wears number 5. He is the son of Clint and Elizabeth Patusik and has worn a Trojan uniform for 4 years. He is still undecided on a college and major. Demarius Amari Cox, son of Demetrius and Sierra Cox, wore number 27 for 1 year. He played football and basketball and lettered in track and field as a state qualifier. Demarius was planning to pursue a bachelor's degree in communications while participating in soccer and track and field. Number 28 is Jamari Harris, a 4-year player and son of Avery Harris and Eric Harris. He plans to major in engineering or sports medicine at a college yet to be determined. Garrett Helmer, number 32, is the son of Todd and Don Helmer. A 4-year player, he plans to pursue a degree in electrical or architectural engineering. Wearing number 61 is 4-year player Corbin Marple, son of Renee and Jean Marple. Corbin plans to attend Fort Hays University to pursue a master's in psychology with plans to become a mental health therapist. Eli Dalkey wears number 64 for the Trojans. He has played for 4 years and is the son of Dale and Jana Dalkey. Eli plans to study welding at Hutchinson Community College. Tristan Rathbone is number 67. He is the son of Mark and Carrie Rathbone and is a 4-year player. He plans to attend a college yet to be determined. Number 71 is Brody Rader, son of Marty and Jennifer Rader. He has played football for 2 years. He plans to attend Hutchinson Community College and either Kansas State University or Fort Hays State University in preparation for a career as a wildlife biologist. Brody has also applied to be a part of the National Guard. Philo Cruz has worn number 72 for 4 years. He is the son of Angie and Paulo Zargoza and Gabriel and Alicia Cruz. He plans to major in business and social science at an undetermined 4-year university. Number 87 is Duncan Duell, son of Nate and Kara Duell. A 3-year player, Duncan plans to major in economics, though a college has yet to be chosen. Once again, these are your 2021 Trojan Fall Sports athletes. I want to point out that the volleyball team members were recognized earlier in the week. They will enter sub-state play at 2 p.m. tomorrow in Hillsboro. Congratulations to everyone. There's still time to stop by the table, the south end of the stadium stands, where the Hillsboro Leo Club is having a bake sale and cake raffle. Proceeds will benefit the Breast Cancer Society of Kansas. That drawing will take place at halftime.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hillsboro, Kansas, and a Joel H. Weens Stadium in Reimer Field here on the campus of Tabor College as we bring you Hillsboro High School Trojan football, Week 8 of the high school season. My name is David Ediger, and I'm with Gray Brewer, and we'll be bringing you the broadcast this evening. Again, this is really a treat for us as Tabor is working with Hillsboro High School tonight, trying to bring you a production like we do for Tabor football games. Riley Blue Lingstad, our Director of Video Operations here at Tabor, has solicited the help of a student from Hutch Trinity and a couple from Hillsboro to try to bring this broadcast to you and give you guys a look at what possibilities arrive here at Tabor for people who might be interested in going into this line of work. Video streaming is big, and broadcasting is big, and Tabor now offers scholarships to people who want to get into that field. So we're excited to bring that to you this evening. Let's go ahead and take a look at our head-to-head matchup tonight as we see the Trinity Catholic Celtics come to town under head coach Jordan Bell, bring a 4-5 record here to Hillsboro, and the Trojans, led by Demetrius Cox, come in with a 6-1 record, and their sole loss was in Week 3 to Lindsborg Smoky Valley by a score of 14-8. So Hillsboro off to a really good start this year. The winner of tonight's matchup will be, will be the district champion, as both Hillsboro is 4-0 and Trinity Catholic is 3-1 in district play. So Hillsboro looking to solidify home field advantage for next week's playoffs and the week after if they could win tonight. And if they would happen to the ball bounce Trinity's way, then they would end up being the district champions. Hillsboro would still host next week, but then the second week of the playoffs would be up in the air. Right now, talking with the athletic director Robert Rimple earlier, his prediction is we will win. Of course, he will say that. And also that we will probably play Douglas next week here at 7, but again, that's all up in the air. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starters for both teams. Starting with Hutch Trinity on the line, Ben Neal wearing number 50, Angel Fedoa wearing number 55, number 56, Samuel Suter-Tan. Tanner Weathers, an offensive lineman, wearing number 63, and rounding out the big guys up front, Gavin Judy, number 66. Specialty players for the Celtics. Running back Caleb Sanger will be wearing number 25. Ezekiel Suter, wide receiver number 1. Blake Hammocky, wide receiver number 5. Aiden Armour, wide receiver number 6. Gavin Wilson, wide receiver number 14. So, Gray, it sure looks like they're probably going to be throwing the ball if they have one running back and 4 receivers. And let's take a look at their quarterback real quick.
Absolutely. If you look at Eric Armour wearing number 2 there, he's a sophomore coming out of Trinity. He's been a great player all season for him. Hopefully, we're looking at Tristan Rathbone for the Hillsboro Trojans wearing number 67. Hopefully he can get to him in time, put some pressure on him, and prevent some of these long balls that he's been throwing all season.
Very good. And let's take a look at the Hillsboro lineup. We're going to set that for you now. The Hillsboro go back to the Trinity starters. For defense, we have Ben Neal on the defensive line, Angel Fedoa also on the defensive line. A lot of these names, obviously with high school football, smaller schools, you're going to see both names on both sides of the ball. Samuel Suter-Tan on defensive line, Aiden Armour as a linebacker, Caleb Sanger as a linebacker. There's another Suter-Tan, Isaiah. He'll be on there as a linebacker. Gavin Wilson, Ezekiel Suter, Eric Armour, Andrew Neal, and kind of the defensive highlight for Hutch Trinity is going to be Blake Hammocky wearing number 5. Now let's take a look at the hometown Hillsboro Trojans. And we'll start with...
This will draw energy from the parents and fans who are here to watch. We appreciate your efforts to make sure this is as positive as possible.
As we see the Trojans come running out, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Hillsboro starters.
We'd also like to thank Subway for providing sandwiches for our officials tonight. Subway is located.
Tristan Rathbone, who will left guard 67. Eli Dalkey, the center. He'll be anchoring that line up front. Number 64, Aubrey Nichols, right guard, number 79, and Lane Rogers, right tackle, number 55. Jamari Harris will be our running back. Slot back will be Nick Smith. Frank Wickert and Tyson Plenert will be the wide receivers, and our tight end, Mr. Duncan Dool. And let's go ahead and take a peek at the quarterback here, Matthew Petusik. What do we know about him, Gray?
Matthew Petusik's been completing passes all year long. He's got a completion percentage almost of 64% for 10 touchdowns in the last 7 games. Very impressive on that front. But he's also been a dual threat. He's the only player on the Hillsboro Trojans with at least 2 rushes, and he's leading the team in yards per carry with almost 11 yards per attempt there for 608 yards total in the last 7 games. Very impressive stuff from Matthew Petusik.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Trojan defense. And again, a lot of these names will be the same. Jamari Harris, defensive end, number 28. The other defensive end is Corbin Marple, number 61. There are defensive tackles there in the middle, number 55, Lane Rogers, and Philo Cruz, number 72. One of our linebackers, our outside linebacker, number 26, Jake Thiessen. He'll be paired in the linebacking crew. Go ahead. With Garrett Helmer, number 32. Jason Honshu will be a cornerback, number 2, and his mate across the field, Nick Smith, number 11. Our safeties, our free safety, Frank Wickert, and strong safety Matthew Petusik. And let's go ahead and look at our defensive highlight for Hillsboro, Tristan Rathbone. What do we know about him, Gray?
I mean, Tristan Rathbone, standing at 5'9", 180 pounds. I know he could take you out, David, but he could also take me out as well in one fell swoop, no question about it. 88 tackles on the season, very impressive stuff there. 2 sacks total, but more importantly, 5 tackles for loss there. Definitely helping out the Trojans defense all season long there, stopping the momentum of a lot of offenses, which is why we've seen so many low-scoring games when it comes to our opponents in our last 7 games, Dave.
Yeah, our defense has really done an outstanding job all season long. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Hillsboro special teams. And our kicker, Frank Wickert. Matthew Petusik will handle the punting duties. Our long snapper is Eli Dalkey. And believe it or not, Gray, I did that when I was in high school. All 106 pounds of me as a sophomore. I got beat around pretty good. But Pedro Nieto, he will be a kick returner, and number 33, and our punt returner as well. So there's our special teams for the Hillsboro Trojans. And let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about, let's take a look at our official slide first. Who's going to be calling the game for us this evening? John Shaver, Steve Webster, Mike Marzoff, Mike Misrick, and Ty Ratchet. So we thank those guys and the Stripes for coming out. They have a tough job to do every night, and we know they do a good job. Kind of who's running our chains this evening, we'll take a look at those individuals. Lowell Jost, of course, Lowell, Nacho Acevedo, Glenn Ratzliff, and Mitch DeFiesta. All those guys are also on our Tabor College chain crew, so a lot of times they pull double duty on the weekends, Friday night, Saturday, so we appreciate the work that they do. Now let's take a look at some of these people on the stream. We have not worked together, so bear with us as we get through all of this. We have some people from different places here this evening, so we'll do the best we can to keep things rolling. But Riley Blue Lingstad, he is our director. Shakiva Stiggers will be on the replay, and that's something we'll have tonight. We'll have a lot of replay coming in. Aiden Unruh is on our sideline camera. Mallory Ediger will be our camera operator. Caden Sims, Katie Rimple, and McKenna Reed. They're going to be kind of bouncing between the camera and the studio and probably about wherever they want to go. Those are 3 of the students there with us this evening, going to see how we put these productions on and how it takes so many people. So let's go ahead and talk just a minute about the program here at Tabor and what we're doing and how we can be able to bring these contests. We stream everything with multiple cameras here, Gray, and it's really kind of a unique experience for people come to a smaller college such as Tabor. But Riley has been hired as our director of streaming services, and so he does our chapels and he does all of our games and just whatever else we need him to do. And so students who are looking for an opportunity to be involved in sports, maybe their playing career is over, or maybe they haven't been an athlete, but they like doing things with cameras and graphics and all sorts of things, this is a great opportunity for them to jump in. And so if they ever have any questions about that, just get to Tabor College and get a hold of Riley and he'll explain it. We're going to go ahead and take a break right now for the playing of our national anthem. And we're back as the national anthem played by Mr. Paul Epp. Paul is very well known here in Hillsboro. Plays the trumpet in the pep band. I know a lot of times at the college, and I've seen him at the Hillsboro High School games as well. So we just thank Paul for playing the anthem on his trumpet this evening. A couple of things we want to highlight coming up for Hillsboro High School. Tomorrow, the sub-state tournament will be held here for volleyball at 1 o'clock. The Hillsboro Trojans will play Mound Ridge at 2. Hillsboro comes into the tournament 29-8 on the season, and the 2 seed looks like 33-3. Sedgwick is the 1 seed, so Hillsboro will play Mound Ridge there at Hillsboro High School to start at 2 o'clock. Matches will be going there all day, so if you're in town and can make it, head over there. Cross Country Regionals is at Evergy Prairie Ridge Cross Country Park over close to Hutchinson. At 11:20 of the 2A girls race. 12 o'clock noon will be the 2A boys race. So cross country will be going on there. We wish everybody running here for the Trojans the very best of luck, and hopefully they can qualify some people for the state tournament. And I know our volleyball team has a good shot to win that as well if they will play well. So good luck to those ladies. Friday, October 29. I mentioned earlier, football will be at home. Just team will be determined. No matter win or lose tonight, they will play at home next week. So we'll see how that pans out as the night goes along, and we'll try to be sure to try to follow some other scores. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do that, but we'll try to follow some scores across the state. State volleyball will be at Dodge City the 29th and the 30th at United Wireless Arena, and state cross country will be at Victoria on October 30. So those are some things that are coming up. As we see the coin toss right now, let's go ahead and see if we can peek in there and see who's going to be kicking and who will be receiving. So it looks like the Hutch Trinity has won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. So Hillsboro will take the ball, and they will be moving from left to right here on your screen. They'll be kicking or receiving on the north end of the field. So, Gray, what do you think about that decision? I know a lot of people say, well, we want to defer and get the second half, but if you put the Hillsboro high-powered offense on the field and you get down early, you can be in trouble.
Absolutely. I think time of possession is going to be everything in this game, and Hillsboro being able to start out with the ball and come out with some momentum is going to be absolutely massive for them as an offense. They've been overpowering teams offensively all year long, and I expect nothing less here versus Trinity.
Well, we're going to go ahead and see. So kicking off for Hillsboro, for Hutch Trinity, we're not for sure. We do not have specialty starters for Hutch Trinity, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Michelle Ediger, my wife back here, will be doing the best she can to tell us who's where, looking through the binoculars. So Tabor's field here is a little dark on the one end. It always has been. I'm not sure why, but it'll be kind of hard maybe to see down on that end, but we'll figure it out. Looks like number 3 will be kicking off for Hutch Trinity. Number 3 is Andrew Neal, is a 5'10 senior, 145-pound wide receiver / defensive back / kicker.
Kicking off for the Celtics, number 3, Andrew Neal.
That's probably
Back
Nieto
for Hillsboro, 33, Pedro Nieto.
Yes, Pedro Nieto back. So we're going to put a foot to it, and we're underway. So they elect to keep it out of the hands of Nieto and just squib it along the ground. So Hillsboro will take over here first and 10 on the 35-yard line. So out comes the Hillsboro offense. We're going to see what Coach Cox has in store for the Celtic defense right off the bat.
Trojans on their own 35-yard line.
And certainly an interesting move there. Not sure if they're wanting to disrupt rhythm or just field position itself, but we'll see how it affects the Trojans offense here going forward.
Numbers.
Pass is complete.
So
to
the first
Frank
pass
Wickert.
from Petusik to Wickert is complete, good enough for a first
Tackle made by
down.
Number 5, Blake Hammocky. Plays good for a first down for the Trojans.
Pickup
Ball
of
spotted
about
on the
12. So good
48
sign
yard
for
line.
the Trojans starting off.
A great job of the offensive line there, giving Petusik plenty of time there to roll around and scan the field there.
Pass is complete. Nick Smith with the catch.
Great pass from Petusik to Smith and breaks a couple of 3 tackles along the sideline. Looks like
Touchdown,
Hutch Trinity gave up on that one, thinking he was out of bounds.
52-yard
And
touchdown
Smith
play
just sprints to the end zone for the
from
early
Matthew
score. So
Petusik to
Hillsboro
Nick
on
Smith.
top early. We see the replay here up on your screen with a sideline camera right here as they come down. Just a poor job of tackling, just kind of try to bump him down. And Smith, pretty good size there. 6'2", 171-pound wide receiver rumbles in for the touchdown.
Yeah, it's certainly hard to stop somebody that big and that tall, that fast coming in at you. But they've certainly got to do a better
Frank
job
Wickert in to attempt the
of stopping
extra
him
point.
before the goal line.
Matthew
And maybe
Petusik
Jordan
hold.
Bell is kicking himself for, no pun intended, the original squib kick there to start the game off.
Yes, we see that the squib
Kick
kick
attempt
didn't
is
pay off, but the
blocked.
kick by getting all my people straight here by Wickert
point after is
was
no
blocked.
good.
So
with
Hillsboro up
11:25
quickly,
left to
6-0.
play. First quarter,
We're going to go ahead and take a
6.
break, and we're going to hear from a few of our
Trinity
sponsors.
Catholic 0.
Create an estate plan that values what you value. The Biblical Estate Design Service from MB Foundation is a will planning service that brings your faith into the process of preparing a God-honoring estate plan. Many donors of Tabor College have used this service to create their plan and have chosen to leave a gift to the college, a gift that will have a lasting impact on future generations of Tabor students. Learn more at mbfoundation.com/Tabor and get started on your plan today.
MB Foundation, giving meaning to money.
So a lot of the things that you'll hear tonight, a lot of the sponsors that we hear are actually sponsors that come through our broadcast here from Tabor. So there'll be a lot of them are local sponsors here in town, pretty much all of them. So that's some of the advantages we have here at the college of being able to bring you several sponsors that are already built into our system. As Wickert's going to tee it up for the Trojans, and so far, Gray, I haven't said Blue Jays yet. I'll try my best not to do that as I'm still used to Tabor all the time. But again, we're super excited to bring you the broadcast tonight. And it looks like you said, the plan to maybe kick it on the ground backfired on Hutch Trinity quickly.
Absolutely. I feel like field position and overall time of possession is going to be everything in this game. And we'll see how this return starts out. Early fake there.
Blake Hammocky.
Yeah, and Hammocky looked like a little fake reverse. Number 5, the 5'10 junior, little fake reverse, and we came, 6 Trojans right there making the stop for Hillsboro. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Celtics. They're going to take over on about their own 19-yard line. He actually fielded that ball on this side of the 20 and kind of ran backward a little bit. So we'll see what's in store for Hutch here on the first down. See. So Eric Armour, the quarterback, keeps that over the right side. Pickup of about
Eric Armour, the ball carrier.
1,
Trinity.
looks like. So 2nd and 9, ball sitting on the 20.
Tackle made by Lane Rogers.
Looks like the tackle was brought in there by Lane Rogers. So here's Rathbone, as we talked about him earlier, kind of leading the way for Hillsboro. So again, keep an eye on him as things progress here this evening.
Pass is
number?
incomplete, intended for Blake Hammocky.
And this ball sent out of bounds. Going back to Tristan Rathbone, he's already got 2 sacks and 1 interception on the season. He's certainly looking to increase both those numbers this evening.
So an incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 9 here for Hutch. So this game couldn't have started much better for Hillsboro and much worse for Hutch Trinity, as Hillsboro scores on the second play of the game and now forces a 3rd and long for the Celtics.
Caleb Sanger, the ball carrier.
Caleb Sanger, number 25, the ball carrier for Hutch Trinity, picks up another 2 yards. So it's going to be 4th down. And maybe they just don't punt the ball. I'm not for sure, Gray, but it's 3rd down or 4th down. Now they're going to do a little quick kick. So Eric Armour, good play there by the Celtics as he goes ahead and kicks that over the head of all the Hillsboro
Punt is blown dead.
Only
players.
seen that once in my life, David, and that was Tom Brady about a decade ago. But that's going to put the Trojans certainly on, in the proper field territory right there.
Yeah, that was good change of field position there for Hutch Trinity at least. But, we started down here last time. It took us 2 plays to go about this far last time. So we'll see how it turns out for Hillsboro this time. So far, Wickert and Smith doing a lot of damage off the balls thrown to them by Petusik. Petusik's just a really good quarterback. He looks and hands off to Harris that time. Harris with a tough run over the left side behind those big guys up front. He picks up looks like about 7 or 8, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 2. Yeah, about 2.5 for the Trojans. Who runs it? That's the best we can do, or catches it. So Petusik with the keeper fakes to Harris that time. A couple of backers went with Harris, and Petusik scampers right up the middle for another 1st down. So ball sitting right on the 45, 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Ball spotted at the 45-yard line.
And Petusik continually increasing those rushing statistics there, David. We'll see if Trinity catches on to that, especially with the empty backfield that we've been going with lately.
Good job there by Petusik that time. Like you said, just throws it out to the left side. They thought it was going to be a run play. And that time he pulls it back and goes ahead and finds it to wide receiver, number 87, Duncan Duell, for another 1st down. So far, a pretty good job of Coach Cox, Gray, running and passing. Good mix there.
38-yard line.
Absolutely. Healthy ratios, certainly keeping Trinity on their toes here. We're going to see what they decide to go with.
We're going to have a timeout, so we're going to take it with them. We'll be back in just a minute.
Sooner or later, you might need some extra storage space. When that day comes, Fleming's Mini Store All is ready and waiting. Fleming's Mini Store All has 5 locations and has been serving the Hillsboro and Marion area since 1990. They've got a variety of storage size options and can even handle boats and RVs. To learn more, just visit FlemingsMiniStoreAll.com or give them a call at 620-382-5550. Fleming's Mini Store All, the solution for your storage problems.
Volleyball action takes place tomorrow in Hillsboro. Matches begin at 1 p.m. Hillsboro will play at 2. And again, Mr. Rempel.
And we're back with you here on Joel H. Weems Stadium here for Hillsboro High School football on this beautiful Friday evening.
And boys at noon in the regional for cross country.
That time Harris gets a ball handoff along the right side, and he stays inbound. So the big guy shows off his speed and his agility down the sideline as once again Trinity can't get him out. And Harris scampers for a 38-yard touchdown. We see the replay here coming around.
Harris certainly coming in here with a lot of momentum. And not a lot of defenders around him, almost walking that one in untouched there. Great play there by number 28, Harris.
So we'll see if we can, looks like we're going to go for 2 this time, maybe to get that point back we missed on the last extra point attempt, or maybe, Coach Cox just decided, I don't like that very much, I'm blocking it, so we're going to go for it, and a good job we see the connection there again between Petusik to Wickert for the 2-point conversion. So Hillsboro up 14-0. We'll stay here with it. And Gray, what are we seeing so far? See a little sideline camera action there, but what are you seeing so far from this Hillsboro offense?
Seeing a lot of open space, David. the defense from Trinity really needs to step up their game if they want to compete with this high-powered offense from the Trojans. Very curious to see what changes Jordan Bell's going to make going forward here.
Well, we talked a little bit earlier about just the schedule, and kind of really, if you look at the two schedules comparatively, and it's hard to compare a lot of times because you're not for sure who was hurt during which games, but Hillsboro's really dominated opponents, and that the same opponents that Trinity has struggled with. And the biggest example is Hillsboro blanks Haven 62-0, and Haven comes in here with just two district wins, and one of them was against this Hutch Trinity team, and they handed them a 20-14 overtime loss just last week. So maybe that loss last week also has kind of put a little doubt in Hutch's mind whether or not they can play with Hillsboro.
Most certainly. I mean, if I was any team, especially in the district, I'd certainly be fearing the Trojans as well. But that's definitely no excuse to be changing the play calling or the handling of the special teams, as we've been seeing quickly affecting the offense and defense of Trinity.
Frank Wickert to kick off for the Trojans.
And Wickert going to kick it off for Hillsboro, and almost looked like one of the Trojans was offsides there, but maybe got back just in time or didn't quite cross the line, so the kick goes down. And we'd like to also welcome our Hutch Trinity fans in here as well. We've talked about our Hillsboro Trojans so much, and we're glad that the Hutch Trinity people are watching here at home. They do have a decent crowd over there. I know about an hour away there in Hutchinson, so we'd like to welcome them in as well. 14-0 is our score here. Hillsboro on top quickly. So let's see if any changes have been made by Coach Jordan Bell here in this early going. Look, a little option play on the right side as Armour keeps it.
The ball carrier.
Defended well there by the Hillsboro Trojans.
And on the stop, 26, Jake Thiessen.
Gain of about 1.5, 2 yards. We'll call it 2, so it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Short gain on the play, second and about.
And they certainly like that quarterback keeper move there, David. We'll see if they keep that going or if they decide to start using some of their key players on the outside.
We previewed a little bit on their projected starters, had 4 receivers out there, and so that, but they haven't really thrown as much as we thought. But Armour, he looks like he could be a pretty good runner if they could give him a little bit of room to get downfield. At that time, he makes the handoff to Sanger.
Blake Hammocky, the ball carrier. Stopped by Garrett Helmer.
And that's good work there from Trinity's offensive line. Referring back to their rushing game, we'll see if that kind of starts to open it up for them, David.
Yeah, you got to establish the run for sure. Pick up another couple of yards there, so it's going to be 3rd and about 6 or 7. We gave him 2 the first time. I think we'll have to give him 1 that time, as it looks like a good 7 yards to go here. A ball on the 28. Let's see what the Celtics have in store as Armour's going to roll to his right. Good-looking quarterback. Just sailed that one a little long, because that was intended for number 6, Aiden Armour. He's another 6'1" kid, so I don't know the Trinity team that well, but I assume they're probably brothers.
You'd assume they're brothers, David. Aiden apparently has 15 more pounds on him, though, and it sure looks like Eric put 15 extra pounds in that throw right there, sailing it right over his head.
So here we have another quick kick, as that time Hillsboro's ready for it, and the ball's fielded right about the 34-yard line, and that's Wickert. So Wickert returns it from the 34. Let's see where they're going to spot it. Across midfield to about the 48, it looks like. So good return there by Wickert. So we're going to have a 1st and 10, Hillsboro. Actually, that's going to go down to the 47, so nice return there by Wickert. The official now wants a different ball, so.
Excellent job by Wickert there, establishing good field position. This only contributes to the Trojans' massive momentum that we've got going here early in the first quarter, just over halfway through it, and we'll see what Matthew Petusik can do right here.
Yeah, kind of a funky set, as we had trips on both sides. There's a couple linemen in, and Coach Cox had slid a lineman out. We're going to have a penalty here.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
And that's one of the things you'll hear with our stream is the mic from the official goes directly to the stream. And so obviously you heard false start by the Trojans, so it's going to back them up 5, puts them back on their side of midfield. So same set here. So Petusik alone in the backfield. And a good read there by Matthew as it just opened wide up on the left side. And I'm going to point something out here as we see Petusik scamper in the end zone, but I want to point out something very good by Nick Smith right there. If we catch a replay of that, hopefully we have one, we'll see. But if we do, downfield along, quite a bit downfield, Nick Smith, as you'll see it right here, as he does an excellent job of not hitting anybody in the back. As you saw him just go in front of him, you're going to see him right there just stand, put his hands up and not engage the defender for a flag. So good heads-up play there and great run by Petusik. Hillsboro really taking control early.
Great hustle play by Nick Smith, really helping Petusik run through this Trinity defense like it's Swiss cheese. Curious to see if anything's going to be changed on the defensive side going forward throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, Trinity definitely having some issues there. A lot of it's up front as the Hillsboro Trojan linemen. Boy, you got to give them some credit. They are really, as we see the kick just pulled there by Wickert.
Point after try fails. So with 7:01 left to play in the first quarter, score Hillsboro.
I believe that was actually
Trinity 0.
I think Petusik may have tried to kick that. I'm not for sure, but he nonetheless pulled it left. So Hillsboro really up on top early. We'll take a break. We'll be right back in a minute.
Hillsboro Ford is your local, family-owned and operated full-service Ford dealer, serving Marion County and the surrounding areas. Come and see us at Hillsboro Ford for all of your automotive needs. Whether it's purchasing a new or used vehicle or visiting our well-trusted service department, our staff is committed to give you a top-notch experience. We service every make and model and can handle all service jobs, including tires. We're at 202 South Main Street in downtown Hillsboro and online at hillsborofordks.net. Hillsboro Ford, where service makes the difference.
And we're back here at Joel H. Weems Stadium with Hillsboro High School football again on this beautiful, beautiful Friday evening. As I'm looking out there and the flag is just straight down, not a breath of air out there at all, no wind blowing. So obviously that's not going to be a factor. And right now it looks like, Trinity, not a bad team at all. They're going to have to find some answers quickly or this is going to get out of hand fast. We've only played half the first quarter, and it's 20-0. Trojans.
Frank Wickert to kick off for Hillsboro.
If you look at Hillsboro, they put up 50, 25, 8 in that loss, 41, 62, 56, and 54. So the kick by Wickert taking it about the 16-yard line.
Return by number 6, Aiden Armour.
Number 6, Aiden Armour, the older of the two Armour boys, picked that one up and returned it down to, let's see where all the traffic clears, right around the 25. It's going to be the 26 ball, nose of the ball about at the 27.
On their own 26-yard line.
See Coach Cox on the sideline, pretty excited, clapping down there. And
Head ball. Personal foul on the kicking team. Late hit. After the play, 15-yard penalty, first down, Hutch.
Yeah, we got a 15-yard penalty on Hillsboro. I didn't see that, but there's a lot of traffic over there, and we can't see clear through there a lot of times. So not sure who the guilty party was, but it's 15 more for the Celtics. See if Hutch Trinity can't get something going here. A little better field position here starting.
Fumble on the play.
And that time the snap back.
Recovered by Eric Armour.
Recovered by Armour. Not for sure if he wasn't quite ready or if the snap was off. They had a guy go in motion and about the same time the ball was snapped. So a little miscommunication. And the Celtics starting out over their 40, now back down to their 33.
And luckily for Trinity, Armour recovered that one there just over halfway through the first quarter, and already special teams is coming into play far more than expected at the start of the game, whether it's the Trojans block field goal or their second missed one. We'll see how much it fares
Carry by number
going
14,
forward.
Gavin Wilson.
And this one barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle for
Stop made
maybe
by
a gain
number
of 1 or
28,
so,
Jamari
David.
Harris. Also, Lane Rogers in on the stop.
14, Gavin Wilson. Kind of got the inside handoff. Looks
Lost
like
the
they actually
yard on
lost
play,
one.
third
I
down,
said 33
16.
minutes ago. I was a little off. It's now they were at the 37, now down to the 36. Trojan defense looking to the sideline, and so is the offense of the Celtics. Both coaches utilizing signaling everything in like most teams do anymore, even on the high school level. You don't see the old backup wide receiver running the play in anymore like you used to quite a bit. Both teams are signaling what they're going to be doing, and now we have a timeout Trinity. So I think that's their second already of the half.
Celtics.
So we'll take it with them. 5:24 left here in the first. Hillsboro on top, 20-0.
Panzer Chiropractic Clinic is a supporter of Tabor College and proud to treat our Tabor students and athletes. Panzer Chiropractic Clinic offers affordable chiropractic care for the entire family. We offer spinal adjustments and cold laser therapy, decompression and flexion distraction therapy, and are board certified in acupuncture as well as DOT certified. Come see us at 122 South Main Street in Hillsboro or call Panzer Chiropractic Clinic for an appointment today at 620-947-3157.
And we got a good shot of the cheerleaders. We'll like to recognize them. Olivia Slater, Tanner Plett, Carly Lowen, Maya Cox, Roddy Driggers, Landry Dirksen, Adrian Unruh, and Haley Miller. Kathy Klein does a good job with the cheerleaders down there, and you could hear in the background probably the band playing a little tune they could dance to, so we appreciate the band being out here as well. Just a good high school atmosphere, great venue to play in. Hillsboro stands are just pretty full on this side with senior night. See the student section, a lot of them have pink on down there, standing, cheering on the Trojans. So snap back to Armour, good play there up the middle.
Eric
Just
Armour
couldn't quite
with
shake.
carry. Tristan Rathbone,
The
67.
tackle of Rathbone.
And
So there's
79, Avery
one of the
Nichols on the
Rathbones
stop.
right there. That
We
was
got fourth down
Tristan.
and 12.
Yet another great play by Tristan Rathbone. We've been seeing that all season. You can go ahead and make that his 89th tackle, leading the team quite handedly here. And I'm sure he's looking to continue to improve those numbers as the game goes on.
So another fourth down opportunity for the Celtics. As we'll see if they're going to go ahead and do the little rollout kick here as the motion over and Wickert fades back. So he's ready for the return right on the 21-yard line. He busted a
Ray
long one
Wickert
last
on the
time. Let's
return.
take a look here how he does. Good blocking out front. That time Trinity gets him out of bounds as that was Armour. He's doing a little bit of
Number
everything
2,
right
Eric
now.
Armour.
Gray form. Eric Armour is a 6'1", 145-pound sophomore. He throws it, he runs it, he kicks it, and there he makes the tackle as well.
Most certainly, David. He's
First down,
absolutely putting the
Trojans.
special teams tonight.
On the Trinity Catholic
Very
38-yard
curious
line.
to see what both coaches have in store as far as that aspect of the game goes. If anything's going to change, field positions consistently starting right around the 50 for both teams.
Yeah, so 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Ball's on the 38 of Hutch Trinity, as now we see Petusik back to pass. Nice ball. Beautiful pass.
Pass
Caught
complete
by
to number 87, Duncan Duell.
Duncan Duell. Hauls
made
that
number
one
5,
in.
Blake
So
Hammocky.
now we see Petusik running earlier.
Plays
There's
good
a
for a
beautiful
first
ball
down
from
for the
him
Trojans.
throwing to the far left sideline.
Ball at the 28-yard line.
Petusik continually showing he's a dual threat. As mentioned earlier, he's got a completion percentage of just right around 64%. Great stuff to see there, and hopefully he can keep it going all game long.
So you'll see once in a while, like they have there, the graphics pop up of some of our different players,
Harris, the
and
ball
that's all
carrier.
coming from our production team up top as they'll pick times to put those up. And there's a lot that goes into this as they communicate with the cameramen. Hey, I want to throw a graphic of so-and-so up there, and they get them on there. So a lot of learning going on here as far as the streaming goes as well. So another good play there by the Trojans, and they're just not even a football short of a first down here on 3rd down. You know our scoreboard's messed up again, Riley? Okay, if I need to go paracycle, let me know. So Petusik surveys the field, and what a strike. A beautiful
Touchdown,
ball.
Trojans.
in there to number 4.
19-yard pass down. 19.
Great job there by the offensive line, giving Petusik so much time there to scan the field and find Wickert there in the end zone.
Yeah, we see the replay here from the sideline camera as Petusik's just down there just picking who he wants to throw it to. Nice job of Wickert to continue in the pattern. And it was a nice ball right between 2 defenders. So no swinging gate here as we see the center and everybody out there. And it's going to be a direct snap right to Harris.
Jamari Harris on
And
the carry.
Harris goes in to the left side. So swinging gate works that time. They don't shift anybody. Snap it directly to Harris. He's in for the score, 28-0. Trojans on top.
Many of you know that the Eitzen Agency insures churches, Christian schools, and other related ministries. A coverage that is overlooked for most businesses is proper cyber liability. Has your business ever been hacked? Do your employees click on links that they shouldn't? Your business could be shut down and have extreme costs if this happens. Cyber liability can reduce these costs. Give us a call at the Eitzen Agency to discuss this valuable coverage for your business at 580-227-2553 or find us online at eitzenagency.com.
28-0 here at Joel H. Weens Stadium. Hillsboro High School just seems like this game's been going for quite a while, Gray, and there's still 3:32 left here in the first quarter. So, you definitely, even if you're a Hillsboro fan, you'd like to see Hutch Trinity start to do a little something here and make this a better game, so it doesn't get too far out of hand.
Absolutely, David. It's been quite a fascinating time to be a Trojan and be a special teams coordinator, as all the plays for both teams have been quite interesting and quite unique to themselves in very relative ways. But regardless, I think everybody here is hoping that Hutch Trinity can get something going and advance this ball past the 50, which they rarely have yet so far this seemingly long first quarter.
So Wickert tees it up for the Trojans. They're ready to kick off.
Frank Wickert to kick off for Hillsboro.
So good kick by Wickert.
Aiden Armour on the return.
So Aiden Armour.
Garrett Helmer.
Number 6 brought down by Helmer. So
Sam
Armour
Sorensen on the stop.
looks like he's going to be right about the 30-yard line. 29, it looks like they're going to spot it. So first and 10 for the Celtics here on the near hash. So far we've called 2 names quite a bit for Hutch Trinity, and that's been Eric and Aiden Armour. So they're going to try to get some other people involved here. Their guys up front have opened a few holes for the rushing game, but Hillsboro's done a really good job of closing those quickly.
Yes, David, starting the game talking about their 4 main receivers and not putting them to use in this play, but certainly getting a lot of yardage out of it. Looks like about a gain of 9 there.
Carrier. Stopped by Jake.
Yeah,
Thiessen.
Caleb Sanger. That's been the other name we have mentioned, number 25, 5'7", junior. So if you look at this, the 2 deep kind of on offense, they've only got 1 senior
Second
kind of
down,
listed
about a
as their starters, and the same on their defensive unit, and that's Ben Neal on both sides. So really a pretty young Trinity team. A lot of sophomores starting. And that time, boy, just met head on. And second and 1 is going to turn into second and probably about 3 or 4. It looks like they're going to give him a favorable spot. Only dropping maybe for a yard loss. So third down and 2. Ball sitting on the 38 of the Celtics.
Regardless of the spot there, David, great job by the Trojan defensive line getting in the backfield and certainly causing a lot of mishap and chaos there.
Definitely. So Trinity sprints out of the huddle up to the line quickly. We got an old, boy, look at that, really stacked I formation. They're going to hand it off.
Caleb Sanger.
That's going to be Sanger going to have enough for the first down. So we see a little change there, short yardage. Let's put 3 guys behind the quarterback and then hand it to the deep guy, follow the other 2, and good enough for Trinity first down. So Hutch Trinity picks up their first down of the game. Ball on the 40-yard line.
and still anticipating Trinity using their weapons on the outside, and it sure looks like Armour's trying to. Not quite able to, rushing out to his right, and he's going to go out of bounds for what appears to be about an 8-yard gain or so.
Yeah, a good run there by Armour around that right side, as he definitely wanted to pass that. He eluded one of the defenders for Hillsboro, trying to get there in the backfield.
7-yard pickup.
I think that was Marple, number 61, Corbin Marple, who gave chase, 5'9", 193-pound senior. And Armour just kind of won the foot race to the corner. He got out there and gained, you're right, Gray, about 8 yards, 7 to 8 yards, somewhere in there. So second and short, ball sitting about the 47. Picked up their first down earlier. Now they're trying to get the ball across midfield for the first time as the play clock's winding down, and they're not going to get it off.
Play.
It's
delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
So there we see the Celtics go from second and short to now second and long, because they're in there. It'll be 7 yards to go now. And here at Hillsboro, we do have the play clocks in the end zones. I don't know if you guys have been able to see those on your TVs yet or not. Hand off up the middle to Sanger, I believe. And tackled by
Caleb Sanger, the ball carrier.
Rathbone.
Stop made by Tristan Rathbone. That'll bring up 3rd down 5.
And certainly a common theme for the season continues to go tonight, David. Another tackle by Tristan Rathbone there. I believe that gets him up to 90 for the season. Pretty astonishing numbers there so early.
Yeah, he's really a force defensively. Definitely want to try to identify him and run to the other side of the field if at all possible. Armour rolls out to the right. He's looking. That time, nice job.
Pass is complete. Catch made by number 5, Blake Hammocky.
And it's a good job by number 5, Blake Hammocky.
Out of bounds in Trojan
As
territory.
being a former wide
First
receiver
down for the
myself, I can
Celtics.
appreciate that. He got his feet in and just
At
kept the
Trojan
ball.
46-yard line.
Kept his feet in, caught the ball, and picked up the first down. So good job there by the Celtics. They've seemed to have found a little something that's working by moving Armour out of the pocket and putting him on the run, as he appears to be a pretty good athlete. So trying to get him on the edge and letting him decide either throw it or run it.
And, David, I think it's fair to say we were both a little worried about their momentum after the delay game penalty there. They say self-inflicted wounds cut the deepest, but luckily they didn't pour any salt in it there with that last completion.
Yeah, very good point. Now we have another stoppage.
Delay game.
Another delay game, which I'm not for sure. You know, that's the only thing about these check with me stuff on the sideline and getting plays in too much. They're trying to signal plays in, and I don't know how many high school coaches have really perfected that to where, you know, we don't see this very often, but nonetheless, ball after going across midfield is now back on their side at the 49.
It's certainly starting to feel a bit like a bit of a treadmill here, David. We'll see if Armour can get advanced and cannot get back to the line of scrimmage there. That's going to be tackled for a loss.
With the tackle.
Yeah, good job by Jamari Harris as he just come flying off that defensive left side, the right side of the offensive unit, and chased Armour down as Armour tried to get away on this left side, and Harris just with that speed and strength just ran him down. Picked up about 1. What's that? Okay, that'll work. And that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. Hillsboro on top, 28-0. Back in a minute.
Trinity Catholic 0.
I get this feeling in my spirit when I'm low. I hear it calling like a compass in my soul, saying, child, come on back now. You've been gone too long. Let me lead you back where you belong. Right next to me. Right next to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just in from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Media moguls Floyd Wonder are now the richest men in the world. That's right, forget about Carnegie, forget about Ford, forget about Rockefeller. Floyd Wonder has the Midas touch. Sources say they're worth millions, some say billions. Look out, folks, here they come.
I don't really care, I'ma be a millionaire like
And welcome back to Joel H. Ween Stadium, and we just wanted to show you a couple things happening here. Jordan Fleece concert will be here on campus a week from tonight here in Hillsboro. So if you guys like Jordan Fleece, I know a lot of you will probably be at a high school football game, but if you're not, get on and get some tickets at www.tabor.edu/tickets and join us here on campus. And the other thing we showed you was a hype video for just the Tabor football team, and the reason we show that to you again is we're trying to promote our streaming product here for you guys as well and show you kind of what we do here on the campus. And for this game for Hillsboro High School is we're trying to attract some attention from people who may be interested in the streaming aspect, and we'll come back to that in just a minute as we see Armour just roll out and throw that away, and that's a really smart play just to get rid of that. Brings up third down. But again, we have a student from Trinity here and two students from Hillsboro here this evening, trying to just see kind of what this is all about. If that's an avenue that you are listening or you know somebody who may be interested in, we just really enjoy doing that sort of thing here at Tabor and bringing you games. So we're just really glad to partner with Hillsboro High School and bring in the game tonight with multiple cameras and graphics and replays and things you don't typically get in a high school football game. So third down and 14 as Armour once again rolls out, and that time he throws it to Coach Cox on the sideline, and Coach Cox with the drop. So we're going to give him a hard time about that later. But right now they are trying to keep Armour moving, but that time Hillsboro the last couple times had success tracking him down.
Yep, continually good pressure there from the Trojans' defensive line, as well as good coverage there by their defensive backs. We'll see if they can keep it going here on this fourth down conversion.
So fourth down, ball sits just on the Celtic side of midfield, and they are going to go ahead and kick it. Wickert going to let that one bounce, and I think he thought about picking it up off the bounce, but thought better of it and is going to get away, and the ball's going to roll down to about the 3. So it's going to be the worst position for Hillsboro yet.
3-yard line, first down Hillsboro.
As a starting field position, they're going to start from about their own 3. So, Gray, what do you think the Celtics are going to have to do here maybe to slow down this Trojan offense this quarter?
I think we're going to need to see some increased pressure from their defensive line. Try to disrupt Matthew Patusik's rhythm. He's been so composed and so poised all night. If you can't change that, I don't think you can really change the outcome of this game, David.
I agree with you, Gray. They're going to have to get a lot more pressure, and we're seeing Robert Rimple come up here, so we may get a little bit of an interview with Mr. Rimple here in a few minutes. And that might take us into some of the action here, but we're going to go ahead and get him on here in just a minute. We're going to get Mr. Rimple on. He said, boy, you got to let me catch my breath first. You know, I went to high school and college with Robert and played some football with him, and I don't know if I remember him being out of shape, but he struggled a little bit coming up the steps at the stadium here. But second down and about 8, as again Hillsboro, their worst starting position tonight. But Patusik, nice ball over the middle to Duel, and that's going to go for a big gain as Duncan just running over people right across the 50. But Robert does a lot of stream. He does the commentary for our stream when he's not doing his other job. He's got a full-time job, he thinks, and like tomorrow he won't be over here because he'll be at Substate. But Robert, we talked a little bit about just the streaming opportunity tonight that we're going as we see a replay here. Let's check out this replay first, as that ball was just right on the money, right down the middle, and Duel knew what to do with it after he caught it. So good job there. And now we're back to live action, and Harris up. Harris takes out the official and a Celtic, and the flag comes in. But Robert, you know, we're partnering with you guys tonight. I know that Riley's worked with you on that, and just talk a little bit about that and being able to partner up and do something like this tonight.
Well, it's been a real neat experience, obviously, working with Tabor and obviously being able to work with Tabor on the Saturday games, and then being able to do this with the high school has been a neat experience. Obviously would have loved to have seen more kids being able to come down and film and maybe even do some of this commentating.
Right.
And maybe with this it'll draw some interest.
Right.
But just being able to see the camera views, the quality, and the kids now, anybody who watches this gets to see, like the replay you see. These kids are going to be able to go home tonight, watch what they did. And like right now, the sideline view, the kids on the sideline, a quick flip out here, and here we get to see the pitch, fake pitch, and Petusik around the corner. I mean, that's kind of exciting.
Yeah. And it is nice, like you said, to partner with you guys and be able to do this. And I know that Riley's worked hard. I know we got a couple of Hillsboro students. I've told the people at home, and a young person from the Hutch Trinity here as well, jumping in and doing some of this filming and different things tonight. So that is exciting as we see a replay here. Start with the sideline camera there of Petusik. Maybe that was just a good shot of Petusik. I don't know, but
the kids just get to see something that they don't normally get to see, but on a Sunday afternoon, a Saturday, and to know that that's right down the street, a few blocks down, and being able to work with you, like you said earlier, growing up just a few blocks away from you or a few miles away, and hometown, and this and the technology's right here.
Yeah.
And it's so close.
Well, we've got a great setup here, and I know a lot of that is, we've partnered with Hillsboro High School on a lot of things. The stadium, as you're looking at right here in general, and now trying to, you and I have talked in the past about maybe being able to do something like this, and now with Riley taking over, he just, quite frankly, has more time to be able to dedicate to that.
He does a great job with that.
Good tackle there by the Celtics as Petusik's kind of giving them fits, weaving in and out, and that time 2 or 3 of them brought him down with a good hit, so it's going to bring up, it looks like third.
Pick up about 5 yards on the play.
About 2 or 3.
Yeah, look, well, where the down marker is, it looks keeping it at 5. So he ran a long ways to gain nothing really right there. But, yeah, it's good to be able to do that. I know that I've talked to Riley about possibly even when you have the Trojan Classic basketball tournament here, maybe to do some of that too down the basketball season. And when they're here on the campus at Tabor, may be able to do that. So, hey, we see Harris get the handoff around the left side, and Jamari's just played a really good game. He had a long touchdown run earlier. He's made a couple of good tackles. So I know a lot of these kids out there, but since Harris just scored, what about him and the ability he has on the football field?
I'll tell you what, he's really improved this year, and he's grown a lot, not only as a football player, just as a person, as far as being able to get tough through some tough times. I mean, there's times in the past when things didn't go well, but this year, I'll tell you, he gets hit, he gets back up, comes back at it again, and I'll tell you, he's going to there's several of these kids I'd like to see play at the next level, and I think the more they play, the tougher they're getting, and each week I think they see that they have more potential, and having Harris, Petusik in the backfield, you look at our receiving core, our line is getting stronger every week. That was a nice kick there by Frank.
Matthew Petusik with the hold.
Well, I've heard you talk quite a bit as I sit up here and do my sports information director stuff while you and Jim are calling games, and you always point out the local kids, the Kansas kids, not only from Hillsboro, but you're sitting there going through rosters when we played Southwestern and Ottawa or whoever we've had on our field, and you just said, boy, another Kansas kid, another Kansas kid, another Kansas kid. And hopefully a lot of the KCAC schools will pick some of these kids up because there's a lot of ability out here on the field tonight.
Well, I see that as a valuable tool, and as I tweet and as I'm a bad tweeter and whatever you call it because I'm pretty slow at it, but I love to see these schools pick them up. They may not always play right away, but you can see after a year or two down the road, some of these KCAC schools, these CKL schools are putting kids on the field that in 2 or 3 years are all Americans. I mean, we had a kid from Tabor about 6-7 years ago that was a first-team All-American defensive end here at Tabor, Dylan Delk. I mean, he drew a lot of attention, and you go back even further than that, and you have several All-Americans.
Right.
You got Ratzlaff, and you had Neufeld from Heston, and several kids that just really made a difference that within 30 miles.
Well, I know that even where I came from, Josh Siebold he's an All-American linebacker from that other. we won't mention our Tabor rival where he plays, but they were similar color to Hillsboro High School. But he's a local kid. I'd call him 3 hours away, 2.5 hours away. He's a Kansas kid who they give him the shot and they can really get after it. So you definitely would like to see a lot of those kids, and who knows what they want to do. But you look at a Petusik and a Harris, you look at Frank Wickert. You look at Rathbone, obviously the heart of your defense by, Graves has done a nice job of highlighting him tonight as we've been talking. A lot of those kids get the opportunity, like you said, but any kid going in as a freshman is going to struggle to play right away. But they come in, they work hard, they get bigger, they get faster. You talk to kids, it's just the flat speed of the game just shocks them when they get to even KCAC level. Out here, Petusik can run away from people. He's not going to do that if he'd go to a KCAC school.
It's a different level.
It's different level, so it takes them all to get used to it.
And as long as they're willing to put the time in a couple of years, they will be impact players.
Right.
But it is tough.
Illegal procedure. Kick was out of bounds. To take the ball
and these kids out here, they've got that potential.
Right.
They do have that potential.
Yep. Well, Gray and I point out tonight a little bit about just, the points you guys have put up this year. Football-wise, it's just like a video game. You guys are just scoring a ton of points, and you're keeping opponents from scoring. But he's got a good mix of run and pass going on. Has that kind of been the way it's been all year long?
The beginning of the year, we had a few different opponents. You have to play a Heston and a Smoky, which also are a little bit bigger schools and also bring a different style of team in. And that was good for us. We learned a lot playing them, and we've adjusted to that. And I think that's helped us as we're coming into district play. And now, starting next week, we'll head into playoffs. And it's going to get tougher. Next week, it'll be interesting to see. We could play at Douglas. We could play at Belle Plaine, which will be the 4 seed. I'm not sure quite who it'll be. I'm predicting that, but and then after that, then we start playing the 1 and 2 seeds in every district.
As we see Aiden Armour complete the pass out to the sideline, the pass completed to Aiden Armour, and I must have had a good hit there as I couldn't quite see looking over the Hillsboro crew here.
I think that was Honshu there on the tackle.
Well, I know we've probably got quite a few Hutch Trinity fans listening as well. And, you look at their scores, they put up some points, 40, 28, 21, 27. And so that should speak, that they can put up some points, and they've got some pretty good skill positions. We see the tackle here. As he does, he gets him down the ground pretty heavy. And actually, I think that was that Rathbone again. I think 67 that ended up taking him down. Honshu was there on the initially. But, Trinity's it's not like we're playing a bad team. Trinity's put up some points.
Well, Trinity
they've held some points.
Yeah, and Trinity they were senior laden last year, and they lost a lot of kids to graduation, and a couple kids, I think, even transferred. A kid went to Bishop Carroll that they didn't expect to lose. And, and that was tough on their team.
46-yard line.
And they'll be back. They're a quality team. They always seem to have good kids, and very talented, always talented. And
well, we look at the starting lineup on both sides of the ball here, and basically they have one senior, Ben Neal. And the rest of them are a bunch of sophomores and a couple of juniors. So, like you said, very, very young. As we see Coach Cox congratulating their, kind of even encouraging their number 5 Blake Hammocky on that. Coach Cox, I talked about him a little bit. He's just, I think, a really high quality individual. Just got to know him, over the few years been here just a little bit. And I really like seeing him at Tabor campus once in a while. I come eat lunch or something, say hi to him. But he seems like a really high quality guy.
Yeah, he's easy to talk to. He's with third-year coaching here now, and he's every year. He's a sponge taking in football material. He's got assistant coaches that have been around a lot. He takes in from what they've got to say, and he. It's still his program, but he's a constant student of the game, and loves to talk to you about anything. So he's a life learner, and he loves to talk to you about what you've got to say too.
Right. Well, there we see the pitch to Sanger just wasn't handled well. But Coach Cox, I know he's went through a rough patch a few years ago. And I got to actually meet a few of his family because he's a Tabor guy. People know that. He came here from Florida, and his family told me, man, he came here and he just loved Hillsboro. He never wanted to leave, and so he's been here ever since. So here we talk about the Kansas kids a lot, but we have an opportunity to have a guy clear from Florida come in here and just settle right into our community like he's been here a long time.
Yeah, and he really has. I think the community's really absorbed his family, if that's the right way to say it, because he fits right in.
Well, this is going to be a fourth and really long here for Trinity. As Trinity finally the end of that last quarter started moving the ball, and they started getting Armour out of the pocket a little bit and letting him run or throw, and now they're kind of back to struggling a little bit moving the ball. I think Hillsboro's defense now has made another good adjustment. So,
and Coach O'Hare's really got that defense moving around a lot too.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job.
He has really done well with them.
So Wickert picks it up on about the 18
with the return.
I'm not sure what's. But he scampers out across the 40, close to the 45-yard line.
First down Trojans at their own 45-yard line.
I know you've got a lot of halftime duties that you're going to need to attend to, getting the officials on and off the field. And I don't know, if you run down the stairs as much as you ran up the stairs, you might need some water breather down there on the sideline as well. Get Jim Moore down there to take care of you. But, Robert, we appreciate you joining us. And, again, allowing us doing this and working with you. And hopefully we'll be able to do this more in the future with either some football or some basketball. And, maybe next time we get a few more students come over as well, as this is something new. Maybe some will see it and say, hey, that's fun. And I know Riley's trying to give them some filming, some editing work up in the booth, so he's trying to put a lot of moving parts, give them a lot of experience. And that's what we were talking about earlier, Gray and I, that, everybody's new tonight. Gray and I have not called a game together, and now we've got filmers who haven't filmed and studio people. And there goes Harris again. Yeah, nice job all the way down from the 45 on Hillsboro side to the 5-yard line. So Hillsboro looking to punch it in again.
A saving tackle there by number 2.
First down.
Yep, and that's Armour again. Eric Armour, the sophomore. We talked about that earlier as we see the replay. Nice job by the Big Uglies up front. I know we call them the Big Uglies a lot of time. Mom might not like that, but they don't mind it. That's what they like being called. But good job of running down the field for a 45, 50-yard gain.
Yeah. He's going to be a pretty good player, that Armour, in a few years here. He already is.
Yeah.
But, I do appreciate you letting me come up here, and thank you. And I do really hope that we can do more with Tabor and the video and other things, as you see Tristan Rathbone get a touchdown. He's got a few of those in the last few games.
Well, Rathbone, Gray's done a good job of hitting him on defense, and now all of a sudden, he's got some touchdowns under his belt. So Hillsboro out comfortably here in the first half. Robert, again, thanks for joining us. We'll get Gray back in here and let you get off to your duties.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
So, again, really enjoy Robert Rimple coming up. He's one of we talked about Kansas kids playing, and he's one of the guys from Meade, Kansas originally, and come here and had a good career playing 4 years of football at Tabor. And he stayed in Hillsboro quite a bit. He did have a year over at Heston, but he's back at Hillsboro for the last several years again, and appreciate him taking time out. It is a long, if you've not been here, it is quite a jaunt up here. We do not have an elevator in our stadium here, so that's quite a jaunt up the stairs. As our kicking woes, we bring Gray back in here now, and I don't think the kicking woes are going to cost us tonight, Gray, as we're up 41-0, but down the road, you can't make your extra points. That could come into play against good teams in the playoffs.
Absolutely, David, and I'd be remiss if I didn't once again thank Robert for coming up here for a great interview and some great insight on what's going on with the Hillsboro program. Love working with them, and like we said earlier, this is our first broadcast together, so thank you for bearing with us. But this is a great opportunity for everybody involved, and we're looking forward to big things going ahead. That being said, circling back to special teams, it's been a common theme tonight, but it certainly has not affected the outcome. As far as the majority of the rest of the season goes, Hillsboro definitely needs to turn some things around. We've had one blocked field goal, and I believe two just straight and plain missed.
Yeah, that one we pushed to the right, and earlier we pulled one really left. So pulled one, pushed one, had one blocked. So look for Coach Cox and his special teams staff to get on that and kind of get that fixed. And a lot of times in high school, at least at small high schools, it's hard to get that kick through. You'd think it'd be pretty easy, but For some reason, some teams struggle with it, and I'm not saying Hillsboro does a lot, as we've not seen them play a lot, but usually I come up here and watch from the Blue Jay suite for a little bit if I'm here, and they're up by 25 or so I quit watching. But hopefully they will get that figured out. As we see Wickert's kick taken on the 21, coming around the right side, a little bit of daylight there. Now he's got it up the middle, comes down right at the 40.
Return.
Is Eric Armour. So we see, I believe it was Eric.
Stop made by number 87, Duncan Duell.
Duncan Duell with the tackle, but Armour, again, nice return. Seeing if the Hutch Trinity Celtics can get something going. 5:33 left.
First down Celtics.
Here in the quarter, and actually left in the half. And, you know, they're going to want to try to get something moving. This game, it's never over, but, you know, it's already leaning pretty heavy towards Hillsboro. But Hutch Trinity wants to get something going for next week when they're going to host a playoff game.
Most certainly, David, and they almost had a touchdown right there, but Duncan Duell had a fantastic tackle there in the open field. Armour had nothing but green grass ahead of them.
Well, and I say they'll host one. I guess if they would happen to lose and Haven would win, and they would both have the same record at 3-2, I believe, Haven then would host the game instead of because they would finish second and Trinity would finish third. But many years ago when I was the AD in high school, a lot of it may have changed by then, how they do the formulas and all that sort of thing. The handoff up the middle, nice run, tough run right up the middle. I believe that's Sanger again. He's going to pick up one, it looks like, so it's going to bring up third and about,
number 67,
we'll call it a long Rathbone. 4. As Rathbone in on the stop once again.
5 yards to go.
Hey, Riley, I don't know where, I can't see the. Nice pass there by Armour over the middle to number 3. I'm going to have to look at he's not on my starting lineup there. Let me pull up the roster.
Looks like a completion to Andrew Neal there, David. And fantastic job by the Trinity offensive line, giving Armour plenty of time there to scan the field. He was looking right there the entire time and finds Neal there pretty much wide open.
Yeah, it's a very good ball by Armour. We've seen that he can throw it if they give him a little bit of time. So 1st and 10, ball on the 41 of Hillsboro. And once again, Trinity starting to move just a little bit up the middle, but that's shut down quickly by several.
Met by number 32.
Blue Jays. Looked like on the initial stop was number 72, Philo Cruz.
Second down 9.
So the senior left tackle on offense and defensive lineman here on defense, Philo Cruz, making his presence felt, as that looked like it had a little bit of a seam, and he shut it down quickly.
Sure, and you saw Blake Hammocky there, number 5, coming in motion, searching for a little misdirection there to start off their offense, but certainly did not fool the Trojan defense, as this one is also intercepted, speaking of misdirection, and it might be taken all the way, and it will. A pick six by number.
I think it's Wickert, but we're trying to look out there.
65-yard interception return by Nick Smith.
Nope, that's Nick Smith. That's what we're going to go with, Gray, because that's what Bob, the PA guy, said. It's kind of hard, especially on that far side, to see that far away exactly who it is. Hillsboro's numbers are not hard to read, but they're not super easy with that yellow over the maroon, as we see right here. A little bit of pressure on Armour, and boy, Smith, you know, he made his presence felt earlier with a heady play offensively, not picking up a penalty downfield, and now we see him scamper into the end zone with the pick 6. So the 6'2 junior puts Hillsboro on the board once again. Let's see if we got the kicking game figured out here with Wickert back to kick. And that one looked good right down the middle. So the Trojans on top, 48-0, 3:02 left here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Infinity Fitness is open 24/7 for all of your fitness needs on your schedule. Whether you're looking to improve on basic health knowledge
fifth and
or are
sixth
looking
grade
to
flag
powerlift or
football
bodybuild,
participants,
start with
please report
Infinity
to the
Fitness.
stairs at the
We've got the
northwest
facilities,
corner of
trainers,
the field.
and equipment to help you meet your
All
goals.
fifth and sixth
Join the Infinity
grade
Fitness
flag
family
football
today. Call us
players,
at
please report to the stairs
620-877-0220.
at the northwest
Infinity
corner
Fitness
of the
is
field.
located at
If you don't know
115
where
North Main
Northwest
Street
is,
in
ask your
Hillsboro
parents.
and online at infinityfitnessks.com.
Welcome back here to Joel H. Ween Stadium, home of the Hillsboro High School Trojans. Just a couple of reminders as we want to draw your attention to what else is happening. As again, Sub-State will be here tomorrow starting at 1 o'clock with Hillsboro, the 2 seed, playing at 2 o'clock versus Mound Ridge. So good luck to the Lady Trojans. Hopefully you guys will use that home court advantage to your advantage and march on to the state tournament, which would be held in Dodge City October 29 and 30. Also like to say good luck to the cross-country team here as the Trojans are going to run at Evergy Prairie Ridge Cross-Country Park over close to Hutchinson, I believe, somewhere in there. 11:20 will be the girls. 12 o'clock will be the boys. And they're going to try to qualify for the state cross-country meet at Victoria on October 30. So good luck to everybody there. And hopefully we'll have good representation at the state tournament for volleyball and cross-country. Wickert's kick taken right at the 24-yard line by Armour.
Returned by number 5, Blake Hammocky.
Or excuse me, no, that's number 5, Blake Hammocky.
Lane Mayfield with the tackle.
And David, certainly good to see Blake Hammocky get some action out there on the field. We've seen him used in motion a few times throughout the course of the game, but hasn't quite got the ball in his hands enough, and we'll see if that changes as the game goes on.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's got some speed out there if they could get him going. 5'10" junior. Again, one senior listed on the starting depth chart for the Celtics. Like Robert Rimple said earlier, good job of pulling that one by Armour as the back got just blown up in the backfield, and he pulled that away at the last minute. So instead of a loss of about 3 or 4, pickup of about 5, 2nd and 5 for the Celtics. But like Robert was pointing out, Trinity's always got a pretty solid team. They lost a lot of kids last year due to graduation and other things, but a bunch of sophomores and a few juniors and a senior listed here. So they might, a team like that, you want to get in the playoffs no matter what's going on, just so you can have that year of playoff experience.
Most definitely, especially a team this young. And it's certainly more than fair to say that they've got plenty of talent all around, David. I mean, we've seen it all night. Don't let the scoreboard fool you. It's just more of a matter of putting all the pieces together.
Yeah, we see a wide receiver, number 14, Gavin Wilson, a 5'9" sophomore. One of those sophomores pick up just about a yard more than he needed for the first down. So the Celtics have shown the ability to move the ball downfield, but when they get on the move, then we see kind of their youth with a false start penalty or a delay of game penalty. So instead of 2nd and 2, it's 2nd and 7, and puts them behind the chains a little bit. So, and also Hillsboro's defense has put them behind the chains a little bit as well, as we see right there. Another good job by Armour pulling the ball as the running back just got blown up again, and Armour comes around the corner for no gain though.
And regardless of the gain there, David, I think a common theme tonight's been the poise and confidence from Armour there in the backfield. I mean, running the RPO here in the last 4 or 5 plays or so, we've seen him making the right call, regardless of whether it's advancing the ball past the line of scrimmage or not.
Right. Yeah, for a sophomore, playing a pretty tough schedule. It looks like he's had to grow up pretty fast. I don't know who their quarterback was last year, but he's getting a lot of experience this year and just doing a nice job. There, he's going to hand it off. Once again, to number 14, Wilson. A little tough sledding over the left side, but he does move the chains a little bit. It's going to be third.
Number 72, Philo Cruz.
And it's going to be
third down and 8.
We're going to call it 8. As it seems like this half has just drug on. Now these last 3 minutes have just zipped by as we're about ready. He's going to have to snap it one more time. And it looks like they're going to try to wait about as long as they can maybe to snap this. That way if they don't pick it up, you're not going to give Hillsboro much of an opportunity. It was a good stick there by none other than Rathbone, and that's going to go for no gain. We could hear that all the way up here. Just a nice wrap-up, but a great form tackle by Rathbone. Met him head up, chest to chest, wrapped him up, and ran him back. So that should do it for the half, as Hillsboro's electing not to call a timeout just to get the ball back, which is what you'd expect from Coach Cox. So halftime score 48-0 in favor of the Trojans. Look for a lot of young faces from Hillsboro out there the second half. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with you in a little bit.
Think about how good it feels when people really get you. Like the friends who come over when a big game is on, the neighbors next door who always bring your favorite buffalo dip, your in-laws who know you need silence during the clutch plays, and everyone who knows about your special post-win fist bump. It's kind of like having a State Farm agent like Paul Brooks. Paul is here to get to know you and understand your life, so he can help make it easy for you to protect what's important.
Tonight's
Get an
halftime
agent that gets
entertainment
you
is brought
and
to
your
you
fist
by
bumps. Call
Hillsboro
State Farm
Recreation
agent Paul
Commission
Brooks
5th
in
and
Wichita
6th grade
at
flag football league.
316-721-8181.
These two Hillsboro teams compete in a league of 6 teams that play every Saturday morning from mid-September to the end of October. Other towns participating in the league this year are Peabody, Gossel, Canton, Galva, and Marion. The Hillsboro Recreation Commission also has leagues for 1st and 2nd grade and 3rd and 4th grade teams. The Hillsboro Trojans 1 team, coached by Daniel Moss tonight, also has high school coaches Angus Duell, Xander Hazlitt, Pedro Nieto. Players are Brayson Amstutz, Connor Amstutz, Brody Arnold, Cannon Dunnigan, Cashin Gann, Maddox Heffley, Elijah Holmes, Jameson Moss, Malik Nickel, Ethan Rempel, and Hudson Sibian. The Hillsboro Trojans 2, tonight coached by Phil Thiessen and Brian Rogers. High school coaches are Duncan Duell, Matthew Patusik, and Anders Weisbeck. Players are Logan Bartle, Mason Bartle, Colton Fensky, Kane Jansen, Easton Jost, Broden Lowen, Hudson Rogers, Elijah Rose, Thurston Silhan, and Braden Thiessen.
At Baumgar's, we want to be your one-stop shop. From DeWalt power tools to workwear and footwear, plus seasonal goods, livestock feed, pet food, and so much more. Family owned and operated for more than 70 years, we knock ourselves out to deliver legendary customer service. And with more than 100 stores serving customers from the Midwest to the Rockies, we strive to have
what you need when you need it at Baumgar's.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the winners for the cake raffle, so please listen carefully. If your name is called, you can go pick up your choice. First come, first serve. Here we go. Jason Plett, you're a winner. Lynette Barkman, you are a winner 2 times. Ray Sabayan, Anders Weisbeck, Emerson Corby, Brooks Moss, Dustin Dalkey, Corey Arnold, and Sadie Moss. Once again, I'm going to read them real quickly one more time. Jason Plett, Lynette Barkman 2 times, Brooks Moss, Ray Sabayan, Dustin Dalkey, Anders Weisbeck, Corey Arnold, Emerson Corby, and Sadie Moss. Congratulations and happy eating.
Create an estate plan that values what you value. The Biblical Estate Design Service from MB Foundation is a will planning service that brings your faith into the process of preparing a God-honoring estate plan. Many donors of Tabor College have used this service to create their plan and have chosen to leave a gift to the college, a gift that will have a lasting impact on future generations of Tabor students. Learn more at mbfoundation.com/Tabor and get started on your plan today.
MB Foundation, giving meaning to money.
Sooner or later, you might need some extra storage space. When that day comes, Fleming's Mini Store All is ready and waiting. Fleming's Mini Store All has 5 locations and has been serving the Hillsboro and Marion area since 1990. They've got a variety of storage size options and can even handle boats and RVs. To learn more, just visit FlemingsMiniStoreAll.com or give them a call at 620-382-5550. Fleming's Mini Store All, the solution for your storage problems.
Hillsboro Ford is your local, family-owned and operated full-service Ford dealer, serving Marion County and the surrounding areas. Come and see us at Hillsboro Ford for all of your automotive needs. Whether it's purchasing a new or used vehicle or visiting our well-trusted service department, our staff is committed to give you a top-notch experience. We service every make and model and can handle all service jobs, including tires. We're at 202 South Main Street in downtown Hillsboro and online at hillsborofordks.net. Hillsboro Ford, where service makes the difference.
Panzer Chiropractic Clinic is a supporter of Tabor College and proud to treat our Tabor students and athletes. Panzer Chiropractic Clinic offers affordable chiropractic care for the entire family. We offer spinal adjustments and cold laser therapy, decompression and flexion distraction therapy, and are board certified in acupuncture as well as DOT certified. Come see us at 122 South Main Street in Hillsboro or call Panzer Chiropractic Clinic for an appointment today at 620-947-3157.
Many of you know that the Eitzen Agency insures churches, Christian schools, and other related ministries. A coverage that is overlooked for most businesses is proper cyber liability. Has your business ever been hacked? Do your employees click on links that they shouldn't? Your business could be shut down and have extreme costs if this happens. Cyber liability can reduce these costs. Give us a call at the Eitzen Agency to discuss this valuable coverage for your business at 580-227-2553 or find us online at eitzenagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just in from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Media moguls Floyd Wonder are now the richest men in the world. That's right, forget about Carnegie, forget about Ford, forget about Rockefeller. Floyd Wonder has the Midas touch. Sources say they're worth millions, some say billions. Look out, folks, here they come.
I don't really care, I'ma be a millionaire like
How about a nice round of applause for tonight's football players, 5th and 6th grade.
You hear the sounds coming. You felt the ground move. Yeah, bad news. Said I feel brand new. Feel brand new. We hit the stage, we ready to raise, we thunder up. Stay in your place, we get in your face and thunder up. We hit the stage, we ready to raise, we thunder up. Stay in your place, we get in your face and thunder up.
For those of you who've never seen the greatest the world has ever revealed, I'd like to introduce myself. Let's go! I'm out here making them mad, cause I got it. Too good at being too bad, cause I got it. Stop reaching and being sad, cause I got it. I just got it, yeah. I just got it. Yeah.
I get this feeling in my spirit when I'm low. I hear it calling like a compass in my soul, saying, child, come on back now. You've been gone too long. Let me lead you back where you belong. Right next to me. Right next to me.
Welcome back to Joel H. Ween Stadium, home of the Hillsboro High School Trojans. And if you just saw some of the videos that were played here to kind of wrap us up before halftime, part of the reason, again, you're seeing some of the Tabor videos here is because tonight we are bringing you a stream from the Tabor studios here on the campus of Tabor College, and we are working, as you've heard Mr. Robert Rimple visit with us earlier, we're kind of working together with Hillsboro tonight to bring you the game through the eyes of how we bring Tabor events to you. What I mean by that is multiple cameras. You've seen a sideline camera tonight. You got a couple cameras up top, a wide-angle camera, a hero camera. You've seen a lot of graphics thrown up before the game, during the game. You've seen replays. Now you're seeing a sideline camera there of the band. We appreciate them coming out and supporting the team as well. Earlier you saw some cheerleaders, so that's a lot. That's a lot to be said, but we'd like to thank Caden Sims from Hutch Trinity and Katie Rimple and McKenna Reed from Hillsboro High School, as they are here this evening. They've been here since, I believe, about 5 o'clock, and they ate together, and Riley Blue Lingstad has kind of showed them around to our studio across campus where all of this generates from. Everything goes from here, from the studio, from the field to the studio, then out to you guys. And Tabor has scholarships available for individuals who are interested in video streaming and different things like that, and the graphics that you saw produced and the videos that you saw produced can all be possibilities if you want to get into that sort of thing, if that's your deal. We'd love to have you guys come this way and maybe check it out. So you can always get on Tabor's website and find Riley Blue Lingstad, and he can help you out with that. But we love partnering with Hillsboro High School on that. This is the first time we've done that. So hopefully things are as smooth as possible this evening. We have a lot of people who haven't really run cameras in this setting before, and Gray and I are at our first time calling a game together with different camera people and people who are cutting the video for you. And it just takes a lot of people, and we want to really appreciate all those people. We have a bunch of Tabor people as well helping out. So a lot of the students that are coming over, Caden and Katie and McKenna, as you see right there on the screen, they are working closely with Shakiva, Aiden, and Mallory and learning some of the things here that we do here at Tabor, and hopefully getting some good experience. I talked to Caden just briefly on the way over, and he said he was having a good time. So and hopefully learning quite a bit and bringing you a quality broadcast. So set for kickoff in Gray, 48-0 Trojans, and the clock should run this half because of 38-point spread. But we did see Trinity start having some success there at times moving the ball. Yeah, what are they going to need to do to be able to sustain some drives and maybe get the ball in the end zone?
And yes, David, I did briefly mention Tom Brady in the first half when it came to actually kicking the ball on fourth down when in offensive formation. But now I'm referring to Tom Brady when it comes to deflating things, and it certainly seems like Trinity's mood is overall a little bit deflated, and hard not to be down by 48 points going into the second half. They're going to need to get some offensive momentum. Eric Armour, 6'1", 145 pounds. We've seen him as a dual threat QB in the first half, but they have not been able to get the ball to their weapons on the outside, and that's something I'm sure their head coach Jordan Bell addressed at halftime, and we'll see if they can get that turned around here on their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, we just see his Armour. He's done a little bit of everything there. He returned the kick and back up to the 20. So he has run, thrown, played defense, punted the ball, returned the kicks. So, as we talked earlier too, they're going to make the playoffs next week, and so they want to try to get something going. If they can get something going against this very, very solid Hillsboro defense and start to find some stops on the defensive end themselves, that should give them a little bit of momentum going into next week.
Most certainly, and they're going to have to play away from Tristan Rathbone in the second half if they want to have any offensive success. So I'm curious to see how that's going to affect their play calling decisions going forward.
Well, I agree, and him and a lot of the defenders, but Harris has run some people down as well on the defense, and here you see they're coming to Harris's side, and they double-teamed Harris a little bit there, but good pass there by Armour out to number 6, Aiden Armour. So Armour to Armour there, and that's going to be looks like about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short of a first down, so third down for the Celtics. And if you're just joining us, it is 48-0, and if you are watching, the clock will run. Do the 35-point rule. It will stop if the ball is, if anybody is injured or if there's a timeout. Other than that, the clock will continue to run.
And regardless of the score here, David, this is a massive third down conversion just for the overall both momentum of their offense and
I agree.
Almost got it there.
And I think he did, as that's number 14, once again, Gavin Wilson. He's been kind of the other threat for the Celtics here when they've been able to get him the ball. As we've seen, Hammocky really hasn't been able to get the ball to him except on a couple of special teams returns, but there they do pick up the first down. So Trinity again showing a little life out of the locker room here to start the third quarter.
And David, we've heard a lot of folks certainly sing the praises of number 5 Blake Hammocky, and we've seen him used in motion quite a few times. I'll be curious to see if they get him the ball here down 48 in the second half.
Yeah, and there's number 14 again, Wilson. So he's listed as a wide receiver / linebacker, a 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. And again, you're going to hear sophomore. As we've talked about only one senior in the starting lineup, and there's only 4 on their entire roster. And Robert Rimple, their AD at Hillsboro, former college football player, knows a lot about football and follows them quite a bit, has said Trinity will be back. They'll have a good squad. They're just super young this year. But right now, the story tonight, we want to talk about Hillsboro, as they have just, second play of the game, they scored, and it's just been downhill for them since then. For the Celtics, I mean, there's a nice pass just out in the flat from Armour to Armour again. But second play of the game, boom, Hillsboro's on the board, and it's just been, they've been run away with this one ever since.
And not much has changed. I expected a lot of adjustments there defensively for Trinity, but didn't see much movement or at least any progression there as far as stopping the what's been pretty evident as a widely powerful Hillsboro offense.
And there we see the replay of that nice pass, and right past one Hillsboro defender who took the up man. And there's another pass from Armour downfield, so that's going to be a catch. Armour to Armour again, and that's a nice 25-yard gain or so. As there we saw Armour on the run. We talked about if they can get him on the run and away from that Hillsboro rush, give him the option to run or throw it. There he kind of threw that off his back foot, but a strike. So far, Trinity looking a little sharper here out of the gate here to start the second half. 1st and 10 on the Trojans' 44-yard line. On the reverse side of that, Hillsboro wants to, I'm sure they want to shut out here. They want to keep things going. They want to keep their defensive unit looking sharp going into the playoffs as well. As we see him stiffen up a little bit there, and it'll be a loss of 1 on the play.
No question about it, David. They're certainly not letting up, but when it comes to Trinity's offense, I feel it's pretty evident that they're communicating better, and they're kind of finding their stride and a different rhythm here in the second half.
Yeah, we'll see if that continues as the half wears along.
Armour rolling out to his left, has to get rid of this one. Was originally looking at what we assume is his brother Aiden. That our armor-to-armor connection has been solid within the last 7 or 8 plays, but could not find him there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a few scores, mainly that next opponent for the Trojans, and just not really having a lot of luck here on Twitter. That's one thing that we don't have a great site that just keeps you updated, and I know that's tough to do. So many people trying to do so many things, but I'd really like to see some score updates. But second or third and 11 for the Celtics. And that's a nice pitch and catch there. That's going to be another first down. Down to the Hillsboro 29. So,
and it looks like we finally got the ball into the hands of Blake Hammocky there, and a great throw by Eric Armour. Great timing there. They both knew where each other were going to be at, and you'd love to see that out there on the field.
Yeah, good timing there by the Celtics, and gave him a little more time to set up and throw. Just running straight up the middle, though. They had a few plays the first half that kind of worked, but that's not going to work against this Hillsboro defense. As once again, we see Wilson trying the middle of that defense and coming up a yard short of the line of scrimmage, so second and 11. Again, Hillsboro will host next week. It should probably be a 7 o'clock game here at Joel H. Weens Stadium. And it looks like they should probably host a second round also, if I was told correctly, which would be 2 home games in the playoffs, which would be huge. We see Harris coming in. Can't quite get to the quarterback, and another, there it is, as you've called it, to Hammocky. So Hammocky now making a couple catches on this drive, and Hutch moving it down the field.
And there we go. You can certainly identify Hammocky as a threat in the first half when he affects the defensive position, when he's in motion. But being able to actually get the ball in his hands, let him work, use him as an outside threat, I'm excited to see personally what's in store for him in the second half.
That was a good tackle there, I believe, by Dawson Bolt, that looked like, if I have the number correct, number 8. There's Wilson again. Now he did have a little success up the middle there. Tough run, though, as he was hit hard 2 or 3 times. It kept his feet moving. So the ball inside the 10 now. This is by far the deepest penetration into Hillsboro territory we've seen by the Celtics, as it's going to be 2nd and 5, ball sitting just between the 3 and 4, or no, excuse me, the 8 and 9 yard line. 3:45 left here in the third quarter. Again, this half will go by quickly with the clock running.
And Devin Wilson taken down yet again at the line of scrimmage, and referring back to what David said, the clock will continue to run by any deficit of 35 or more. Circling back to, we want to thank again Robert Rempel for coming up through here, and all of the support that we've had from everybody involved in this broadcast. This is personally my first time in the booth, so thank you for bearing with me. But I believe there's a lot of first timers on camera as well, as this one is dropped in the end zone, searching for, I believe, number 5, Blake Hammocky.
Yeah, that was intended for Hammocky, and it's surprised he didn't haul that one in. I know the DB for Hillsboro glanced right in front of him at the end, maybe blocked his vision from just a little bit. He couldn't quite bring that in, but definitely 4th down. Obviously going to go for it here on their own 9-yard line, trailing by a large sum here. So Trinity trying to find something positive here to sketch out here in the third quarter. They need to kind of hurry as there's only 10 left on the play clock, and we did see this the first half. They had 2 or 3 delay of game penalties. It looks like Coach is going to call timeout as he's walking on the field, and he does with 1 second. We'll take it with him. 2:23 left here in the third quarter.
Infinity Fitness is open 24/7 for all of your fitness needs on your schedule. Whether you're looking to improve on basic health knowledge or are looking to powerlift or bodybuild, start with Infinity Fitness. We've got the facilities, trainers, and equipment to help you meet your goals. Join the Infinity Fitness family today. Call us at 620-877-0220. Infinity Fitness is located at 115 North Main Street in Hillsboro and online at infinityfitnessks.com.
Think about how good it feels when people really get you. Like the friends who come over when a big game is on, the neighbors next door who always bring your favorite buffalo dip, your in-laws who know you need silence during the clutch plays, and everyone who knows about your special post-win fist bump. It's kind of like having a State Farm agent like Paul Brooks. Paul is here to get to know you and understand your life, so he can help make it easy for you to protect what's important. Get an agent that gets you and your fist bumps. Call State Farm agent Paul Brooks in Wichita at 316-721-8181.
Welcome back to Hillsboro High School football on this beautiful Friday evening. And our sponsors, if any of you are listening, you're getting some free run tonight, as this is not included in the media package that you purchased with the college, but we thought, you guys sponsor us and you do such a good job, we wanted to go ahead and run a lot of your ads tonight. And so you're hearing quite a few ads from our sponsors here in Hillsboro. It's not Tabor, Hillsboro High School, it's Hillsboro. So that's what we like to promote. And that errant pass goes in the end zone, and Smith is going to bring it out. This could be a long one. That's 5 yards deep. And now they're going to throw the flag.
And we'll see what this flag's
They're going to bring it back.
Smith
And
will make
great,
it
I'll
all
be
the way.
honest. Here's the thing I don't like about that is one guy throws the flag, and I know they're trained. If you see a flag throw, because that flag came really late, and then the second flag came even later. And I have no problem with the penalty, but we don't need to throw 2 flags there.
Absolutely.
They're just helping you, saying, we both saw it, in my opinion. But that would have been a 105-yard touchdown return. And I don't know if we have a replay of that or not. That was close. You see the replay here from the sideline camera. I don't know if we'll be able to get the penalty from here. Boy, that's just a beautiful run back. Yeah, we can't. Yep, there it is. It's a block in the back. There's no doubt. Did you see it? Harris tried to get in front, couldn't quite get in front. But it's the penalty. But, again, the flag late, and then the other one even 6 seconds after the other flag comes in. But that's okay. They got the penalty correct, and we'll move them back. But that's too bad for Smith because, boy, that could have been a school record, I'm sure, 105-yard interception return for a touchdown. But
no question that'd be one that would last them for a long time there, David. But errant pass from Armour, and he certainly pays the price for that one.
Yeah, Hillsboro going to take over here with just 58 seconds left here in the third quarter. Ball on the 24-yard line. And now it's stacked eye for the Trojans, and they hand it right up the middle to, we're going to have some.
Looked like number 33, Pedro Nieto.
Yeah, it looked like 33, yep. Nieto, as we're going to have some different people in the game now. As I told you at halftime, we'd probably see we need to pull out our big roster instead of our 2 deep for Hillsboro's. I think we're going to see some kids that we've not seen before, and that is the case.
And as we should, David, with a 48-point lead.
Go ahead.
Yet another interesting strong eye formation here from Hillsboro.
Well, and Coach Cox, as we talked earlier about just being a quality individual, now there's a nice pass out in the flat. So that's going to move the chains and end the quarter. So it's going to be, now we say, do we have a fumble? Man, it looks like we do. So it looks like Hillsboro had gained the first down plus about 5 or 6 yards, and then the ball must have been stripped there. So good defensive play by the Celtics. Going to take the ball back, I believe, to start the fourth quarter. So 48-0 Hillsboro. We'll just stay here as we see the replay here,
And that's the end of the third quarter. Score Hillsboro 48.
and from that angle I can't see, but the official is right there and let the ball go, so clearly must have been a fumble.
Not quite clear when the ball came out there, David, but given the official's angle there, I'm assuming he had a good vantage point of when it did.
Yeah, you look like the guy with the striped shirt over there was looking right at it, so it looks like he let it go immediately. He didn't like put his hand up like the play's over and then, not blow the whistle. He let it go from the beginning, so definitely a fumble there it looked like, and back to Trinity. So, but again, just a couple of things to point out for Hillsboro High School. It was senior night tonight, and this is a pretty good senior class that we'll be losing. Robert talked about Trinity's earlier. Hillsboro is going to lose a senior class that's done a lot of really special things, not only on the football field, but the basketball court and, the track and just everywhere else. And so they're really going to be missed. But as football here, as Coach Cox is really building a culture here and doing a nice job. So, a couple years ago we had a really good group. And we thought, boy, how are we going to be? And it just keeps rolling. So he's doing a nice job of building a good program here in a classy way. So Trinity taking over. Ball on the 35-yard line, 36-yard line of the Trojans. So Hillsboro only got to run about 3 plays that whole quarter, Gray, as that clock rolled and it just went by so fast. So now Trinity has the ball again.
Most certainly. With that running clock, David, time's going by faster than Usain Bolt can run the 40-yard dash. But it's certainly not curing anything momentum-wise from the Trinity Celtics.
Again, I think Hutch is just looking for some positive to take into the game next week as they suffered a tough loss last week. This could have been a totally different mindset from them coming in, I think, if they would have won last week. But they still could have won the district if they would have won tonight. But, again, a young team, just a lot to learn. Nice ball there by Armour, and that's going to be out of bounds.
So that one had to have been close there, David. It sure looked awful close from here. But regardless, great pass there from Armour, sitting as a receiver up in a great position there and good timing overall.
Yeah, it was a good ball, just a little wide. But, again, if he throws it too much inside, defender right there and led the guy just a little bit too far outside, couldn't keep his feet in, so it's going to bring up third down. But that's a pretty good ball there. That ball is thrown 40 yards in the air by the time you go down and across the field, and that was – to his left, which he's got to throw across his body. So strong arm there by Armour.
And this time Armour rolling out to his right, looking for Hammocky, but could not quite find him.
Yeah, good ball there again. That one was right on the money, and Hammocky kind of called a alligator arm. He kind of didn't get his arms out there. He kind of pulled them back a little bit there, and that should have been caught. But and I think Hammocky would probably tell you that. But it's going to be 4th and about 12. Again, clock running, 10-10 left.
Regardless of the Celtics' performance, David, I think it's been a common theme all night that Armour's been putting the ball where he needs to and setting themselves up for success. But I think they're just a young team and not quite being able to communicate and more importantly, effectively act upon their plans.
Yeah, I think they're overwhelmed a little bit with this really good Hillsboro team. Again, they are really young. So Hillsboro is going to take over on downs as that drive was short-lived for Hutch Trinity. So Hillsboro, clock still running, 9:30 to go here in the ball game. And they want the clock stopped as they finally get it halted there at 9:14. That's a good move by Coach Cox calling timeout. He's not trying to call a timeout so he has longer to score. I can promise you that. What he's trying to call a timeout for is to get his young kids a little bit of time on the field, get a few reps. As you can see here, the huddle there, he's trying to get them ready to go. Got a whole new group out there. It'll be interesting to see who we have at quarterback.
Most certainly, David. You mentioned him really wanting to build a new and different culture 3 years ago, and we've seen it paid off with our seniors, especially here on senior night. And this is how it all starts. So I'm very excited to see what Coach Cox has in store for us in this late fourth quarter.
Well, we see Dawson Bolt coming out to quarterback, and I was a high school AD for a long time, and I fought the running clock. I still don't like it, and part of the reason is this right here. You've got young kids who now are going to get a half a dozen reps, and people can say, well, if you sub earlier, you've got to win the game. You got to be sure the game's over. But I think in today's athletics, a lot of times, I don't care what people say. They can say it's about injury or whatever, and I disagree with that because they have a running clock in basketball. I think we want to get the game over. The game's decided. Let's put them on the bus and get them home and be done. And I think that's the wrong approach. Again, that's my personal feeling. That's not of anybody else or whatever. But I think these kids have fought their tail off all year to get on the varsity football field. And so I think the clock should stop and they should let them play. Again, that's just my opinion.
Oh, I'm right there with you, David. I don't think there's any other way to simulate this level of, if you want to call this practice. I mean, this is still real football.
Well, and
they're still getting real live reps, and no amount of practice or no situation can effectively simulate that.
Well, and coming from an AD from 3A and below when I was AD, the part of the problem too is they can play on Monday night in JV, but sometimes those games get canceled because either your opponent doesn't have enough people or you don't have enough, so you can't play. So you already cut your JV schedule down because once you start playoffs, you don't play JV, which is the right call. But I think just getting the kids on the field, and if you want to run a clock, like right there, Coach should have to take a timeout. Maybe on the change of possession, when I was in the High Plains League, we had a modified clock. And anytime the teams went to the sideline, the clock stopped. And then you got on the field, it ran. So something like that I would feel would benefit. What is another few minutes of stopping the clock so you can get those young kids on both sides. Hutch Trinity can put their defense out there if he would so choose, a bunch of young kids, to get some experience. They could talk to them without 2 minutes run off the clock, and just that's a lot of snaps that you could really benefit these young players with.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, their work ethic before. I mean, if they're constantly getting these Monday night games, as you aforementioned, whether they're canceled or postponed, there's no incentivization for that work ethic. As soon as they're second string, they're not looking up nearly as much, and there's not quite as much reason to keep working hard, and that's just not something we want to promote or see from our Hillsboro Trojans or any other high school team.
Well, we got fourth down here, and Bolt comes out with the pitch, and we're going to come up a little bit short, and that's Wiseback on the carry, so he gets the pitch from Bolt, and, right there again, Coach Cox calling a play, trying to get these kids in a position where they can go. It's fourth down. Yeah, he could have punted that ball. But go ahead and let's see if we can't pick up a first down. And so what if we give the ball back to Trinity? We're going to try to stop them. Or if they score, so be it. But we got 6.5 left here in the ball game. Hillsboro up 48-0. Again, they will host a game next week. Probably be Douglas. I can't find a score to confirm that right now. But it will be here at Hillsboro at Joel H. Ween Stadium. And there we see Armour pull that ball and go down the left side. So, again, he's made a lot of good decisions this evening. He's down to the 20. And, again, yes, he's their starting quarterback. And people may say, well, how come he's still out there if Hillsboro's subbed and whatever and whatnot? But, again, he's a sophomore. They've got a lot of young kids, and their coach is trying to get them some time as much on the field as possible, playing for next week, next year, whatever it may be. So good run there by Armour over the left side.
And, David, I think it comes down to more of a communication and understanding of the playbook. As we've talked about, they're a younger team, and he's rolling out to the right. See if we can complete that one right there. He's got it for the touchdown. Great throw to Blake Hammocky from Eric Armour.
So, yeah, good throw there, and he just knocked the pylon over, which is going to be a touchdown. So Trinity on the board here, 48-6. As we see a replay here from our sideline camera, this is going to be a nice shot. And Aiden Unruh bringing that in. What good camera work by Aiden. We appreciate that. He's one of the Tabor people here. He's run the sideline camera. I talked to Riley earlier in the day, and Aiden's got a lot of experience doing that, and he said he wasn't going to put any of the high school students on the sideline camera. That's a very expensive piece of equipment. And didn't know if they would know how to get out of the way and get the camera out of the way, and didn't want them hurt as well. So, anyways, good work there by Aiden to capture that. So, 2-point conversion is good. So, Wilson with that 2-point conversion. So Trinity on the board 48-8. And the clock has stopped with 5:26 to go.
Both the throw to Hammocky and that end around there to Wilson, David, I think contribute to the point that I was making is that Trinity's really just trying to reinstall or further install their playbook amongst their players and establish some communication. We saw some issues there in the first half, a couple of delayed games, a couple of missed balls there that should have been there.
Right.
But they've really turned it around regardless of who's playing on the Trojans defense. And, as we aforementioned, they've got districts coming up and trying to instill things going into that.
Yeah, they're trying to find, again, a positive going into next week. Hillsboro, they've got a lot of positive takeaway from this game. I mean, they've just controlled pretty much every aspect. When it's been number one unit on number one unit, Hillsboro's controlled everything. They've fast start offensively. Again, the only downside we could point out, and I think Coach Cox would agree, is their extra point team was a little shaky at times tonight. Again, not watching them all year, I'm not sure if that's been a problem. But they're gonna try to fix that moving forward as well. And definitely an offside there, but we're gonna let it go. It looks like, which is fine. Nieto.
That's okay with me, David. Let the clock run.
32-yard line for Nieto, and we're going to take over there at Hillsboro with 5:13 left. So this one's really kind of been academic for quite a while. Hillsboro was going to win this game when they got out to that big lead. As we see Dawson Bolt, 5'6", 115-pound sophomore, trot back onto the field, and somebody's got to take over for Petusik next year as Matthew will be moving on, and I might be biased. I'd sure like to have him here at Tabor. He's a good-looking quarterback and just a good athlete. I don't know where he'll end up. Wish him the best wherever, but somebody's got to take over next year, and it looks like it may be Dawson Bolt, because next year will be a new year, but he's the backup this year, and he hands off to Weisbeck, who moves forward for about 2, so 2nd and 8 for Hillsboro.
Absolutely, David. And we see Dawson Bolt, when he's been in action, it's been more of kind of an option sort of offensive game plan. And I'm curious to see if we switch that up. We saw a little bit of an RPO there. And I'm curious to see what Coach Cox has in store for us going for the rest of the game.
Again, we'd like to say thank you to all the individuals bringing us this broadcast this evening. There's a nice run over the left side by Weisbeck. Once again, Anders Weisbeck, he's a freshman, but he's a big one, 6 foot, 212 pounds. So, that's definitely something to look forward to moving down the years to come as Harris, 5'10", 185-pound senior will depart along with Petusik. So Hillsboro's going to have some shoes to fill, and they won't be easy to replace next year, but hopefully these young guys, that's what we were talking about earlier, you get them the reps on the field and let them get in a situation like this, it could only be good for their confidence moving forward.
Absolutely, David. And if you can get a good option offensive game plan, especially with such a big body with Weisbeck in the backfield, with a short speedster of Bolt there, that's a pretty dangerous workload you've got in the backfield.
Exactly. Got a delay a game on Hillsboro, so I believe that's our first delay a game penalty that I can recall. So that's going to back us up 5 with 2:45 left here and a 48-8 lead. Well, we'd definitely like to wish all the teams moving into the playoffs next week luck. The big thing is keep everybody injury-free. That's Trinity, I believe, depending again on what Haven does tonight. They may have a home game as well, at least for a week. Hillsboro looking like they will probably, as long as they can win next week, should probably have another game at home as Dawson Bolt out of the pocket. And that's a good throw on the run by the youngster. Completes that downfield for a pickup of to Leclerc. Leclerc on the tackle. Picked up about 3, so it's going to be 4th and about a long 6. And look upcoming events as we see up there on the screen. Again, Sub-State Volleyball tomorrow. Starts at 1. Hillsboro will be at 2, and they are the 2 seed versus Mound Ridge. So good luck, ladies. They should have a good shot to move on. Cross-country regionals at Evergy Prairie Ridge. So you saw the times there. So good luck to them as well. And Bolt's going to punt that one downfield. So ball's going to be blown dead at the 22-yard line. So 1:15 left. And here's what we talked about. I'd love to see the clock stopped right here. These teams are trying to run on and off the field, so now these teams are probably going to get, instead of maybe 3 or 4 snaps, 1 or 2 snaps right here.
Absolutely, David. And both these teams practice some form of the 2-minute drill in one way or another during practice. But when can they practice it in a real game and effectively simulate it then?
Yeah. Well, it looks like Trinity's electing to take a knee and just go ahead and get this game over with. I'm sure their coaches probably, now we're talking about wanting to just move on, nobody hurt. Look for both teams just to kind of stand up as they do. And we should not have to take another snap. We're going to just take about a 1-minute break. We'll hear from a word or 2 of our sponsors. We'll be right back to wrap this up. Go ahead and just play 2 ads and then we'll come back.
At Baumgars, we want to be your one-stop shop. From DeWalt power tools to workwear and footwear, plus seasonal goods, livestock feed, pet food, and so much more. Family owned and operated for more than 70 years, we knock ourselves out to deliver legendary customer service. And with more than 100 stores serving customers from the Midwest to the Rockies, we strive to have
what you need when you need it at Baumgars.
Many of you know that the Eitzen Agency insures churches, Christian schools, and other related ministries. A coverage that is overlooked for most businesses is proper cyber liability. Has your business ever been hacked? Do your employees click on links that they shouldn't? Your business could be shut down and have extreme costs if this happens. Cyber liability can reduce these costs. Give us a call at the Eitzen Agency to discuss this valuable coverage for your business at 580-227-2553 or find us online at eitzenagency.com.
And we're back with you here at Joel H. Wing Stadium, home of the Hillsboro High School Trojans and Reimer Field. And we would just like to thank you all for joining us. Again, if you joined us in late, we just really enjoyed the opportunity to bring you the broadcast this evening here from the Tabor College stream team. Riley Blue Lingstad and the crew put together a group. Caden Sims from Hutch Trinity, Katie Rimple and McKenna Reed from Hillsboro. Got to work alongside some of the Tabor College students here who bring you, as we see the championship district plaque being given to the Trojans by Robert Rimple. But everybody here be able to bring you the multiple camera angles and graphics and sideline camera and all sorts of different play, the replays and things like that. We really enjoyed having Caden and Katie and McKenna here, and again, trying to work with different schools that come in. If we can do this more often, it'd be awesome to promote the high school game as well as our streaming department here at Tabor. But congratulations to Coach Cox. Great. I think, tone was set early by Hillsboro, ran away from the Celtics, and they're looking forward to next week's playoff game here at home.
Absolutely, David. It's been an honor and a privilege to work on this broadcast with you and everybody. It's been a culmination of our efforts, but also talking to Robert Rempel earlier and hearing about how hard the Hillsboro Trojans have worked all season. Coach Cox and their team getting on the same page, establishing the culture that we've talked about for the past at least 3 years, and seeing the culmination of that, especially on a night like tonight, which is their senior night, with a handed victory. It's been quite spectacular.
Well, Gray, thanks for joining us, and again, this has been a great night of football here. Both teams played hard. Hillsboro obviously a little more experienced and talented team, and we wish them the very best as they try to march deep in the playoffs, and hopefully we'll have a game or 2 here at home, and then we'll take it from there. And good luck to Hutch Trinity as well, as they're a young team. They should be in the playoffs, obviously. Whether they get a home game next week or not, I'm not for sure yet. but good luck to them. Hopefully that the young team will be able to get some good experience as we see Coach Rimple going down there and congratulating them. And just good luck to both teams from here the rest of the year. And that's it. Wrapping it up here, and thanks for joining us.